pretty good.
A little scientific finding, I guess, that matches what I learned 40 years ago in hypnosis class, actually. But science is catching up. It's the difference between what we actually perceive and then what we remember we perceived. And if you don't understand what I'm going to explain now, there's a whole lot of the world that won't make sense to you. It's one of the most basic things you have to understand about your reality and your place in it. It goes like this. Roughly speaking, if you're watching a tennis match and you're trying to decide, or even playing one, you're trying to decide if that tennis ball hit a line or was inside or out, this is approximately what your brain sees, right? Now this is just my strange representation, but you don't actually see the ball hitting the line. And we know that. Like, that's been studied specifically. You might see the ball before it hits the line, you might see it after, but the point at which it hits the line is almost always imagined. It's drawn in. Your brain fills in blanks. And then you have a clear memory of it because you're arguing it. And you're saying, that was clearly in, and your opponent is saying, I saw it and that was out. That was out. Now, both of you have a perfectly clear memory because what you remember is perfectly clear. It's just that there was never any input that matched what you perfectly remember. So some people will look at this mess and their brain will create a fairly accurate story, which you could determine by having it videotaped and playing it back. So some of them would, maybe even by accident, interpret it exactly right and they would know where the ball hit. Other people would have a perfect memory of something that didn't happen. Now you have to understand that this is how all of your life is. It's not restricted to these little fast-moving objects, so it has nothing to do with the nature of tennis balls or the speed they're going. This is an analogy for everything all the time. Everything all the time is scant little information coming through your five senses, and then your brain is sort of a movie-making delusion generator. And it gives you this perfect memory that you could even draw a picture, if you were a good artist, you could draw a picture of what it looked like, but it's not based on an actual memory. It's based on an illusion. Now,